Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Let's begin with today's class. In today's class, we are going to study about the resources which are classified as follows on the basis of their distribution, right? So we are going to study something more about the resources and its classification and how are the resources distributed in the area. So universal resources, now these resources are for the whole universal people, all the people of the universe, right? For example, oxygen and nitrogen, right? For example, if you go to any place outside the India, they cannot ask you or tell you about that. They cannot ask for the oxygen, right? For example, you can breathe over there. They don't have any right to tell you that bring your oxygen from India, right? So this is the thing which is been tried to explain over here, that universal resources are the resources which are for the whole universe, for the whole people of universe. For example, oxygen, nitrogen, and many other gases, right? Which is natural, which is obtained naturally, and which is useful, which is a gas which is useful for a people and necessary, right? So oxygen and nitrogen are the gases which are called as universal resources. Now next is generally available resources. Generally available resources such as means that easily available, so resources which are easily available such as land, soil, water, pesticide, and etc., right? So these are the things which are generally available resources, or you can tell easily available. Rare resources, now rare resources are those available at limited places, right? For example, all the minerals are not available everywhere, right? You cannot just dig anywhere, start digging the land anywhere and you'll get resources out of it. This resources, like the resources like coal, petroleum, copper, gold, uranium, this all resources are available in a very limited quantity and at a very limited places, right? So these resources are called as rare resources. Now the next are solitary resources. Solitary resources are minerals that are available only at one or two places in the whole world, right? Which is the very rarely or very less available, hardly one or two places in the world, and that mineral is Kyrillite, which is available in Greenland. Greenland is a place, and that place is covered fully with snow, right? So only this mineral is available in Greenland, right? As it is told that it is hardly available in one or two places in the whole world. So I hope you all are clear with this table and the distribution of resources which is given to you over here. You can understand details of two types. Resources can be classified by other methods also, wherein this can be classified into two types as renewable and non-renewable resources. Now see again, over here the resources have been classified into many other methods also, and one more thing which is classified over here is that the resources are classified into two different groups, that is, one is renewable and the other is non-renewable resources. So renewable resources are those resources which we can use it again, and non-renewable resources are the resources which are readily available and it is not being reused or recycled, right? So some resources reproduce themselves as per their usage during a specific time. In other words, these are called as renewable. No, sorry, just a minute. Yes, Some resources reproduce themselves as per their usage during a specific time. In other words, these are inexhaustible. Solar isolation, wind, birds, animals, bioresources, etc., fall under this category. So, the things which can be used again and again, such as wind and solar isolation, you can use sunlight, right? Because it is always available to you, it can be reused. So these things are comes under this category, and these are called as renewable resources. Now come to the non-renewable part. That non-renewable resources are those which cannot be reused. As I told you that the non-renewable resources cannot be reused once they are used, or they cannot be reproduced or cannot be reformed in near future. Mineral, coal, natural gas, petroleum, etc. are included in this category. It can be produced, but it needs a very long procedure, like many thousands of years. And because of that reason, these resources, like such as mineral, coal, gas, natural gas, this all things are very limited. Because of that, we should use it in a very careful manner, right? Because it takes a very long procedure to be made, to produce or to make themselves. Because of that things are non-renewable resources. Now we'll come to the planning and conservation of resources. How can we conserve the resources, and how is the resources being made, or how it is being done, right? So human needs are limited while the resources are limited. As we all know that human needs are unlimited while the resources are limited. People always want more and more, and the resources which is produced natural is obviously it will be natural, like the natural things are in limit, right? It is not available in plenty and stocks. So the humans needs are unlimited and the resources are limited. During last 100 years, usage of the resources has increased very much due to the extraordinary development in science and technology, due to the population and explosion. So basically the usage of the natural resources is increased very much, and due to extraordinary development in science and technology, and due to population explosion, right? So the demand of resources is increasing because the population is increasing, and there is very extraordinary development in our science and technology, and because of that the demand of resources is getting increased. Severe implications will have to be experienced in the future if a serious thought is not given to this matter. So there will be a very big problem, or a severe implementation will have to be experienced. You'll experience such things which you have never experienced in the future if you do not control, or you do not protect our natural resources, and if there would not be any action taken to this matter, right? So it is duty of all of us to conserve resources for the future generation. Resources should be conserved and should be used rationally. So it is very important or very necessary that we should control, or we should use the natural resources very carefully, so that our future generation would not suffer anything because of us, and that resources are useful for the other people as well, right? So you should only use limited resources only when it is necessary. Only that much quantity should be used which is required. Make sure that the resources don't get waste, right? The word conservation is directly related to the scarcity of resources, right? Conservation means how can we conserve, or how can we save this resources, right? So this over here, the conservation is directly related to the scarcity, because scarcity means the resources are getting very less and less, right? So because of that, how can we conserve? So if the resources are exploited at the current rate, where they are exploited haphazardly and irrationally, then it will be a dream to maintain the development and the current lifestyle, right? So if we keep on wasting, or if we use the resources like very irrationally, like without even thinking, and we waste the resources, then it will be very difficult for us as well as the future generation to maintain the lifestyle which we are living now. It will be very difficult to live like we are living it now. So it includes things like its rational usage, its conservation and reuse. When there is a danger of existence on the life of a tree or a human life, the arrangement made for it is called its conservation. So it includes things like rational usage and its conservation and reusage, right? So it includes the limited use, and how can we reuse our natural resources when there is a danger of existence of the life of tree or a human life. The arrangement made for it is called conservation, right? For example, the trees, right? As we all know that the trees in our India are getting cut off, right? So to conserve that thing, what the government did, government started making rules, right? Government started charging fine if you cut any tree like anywhere, right? So you can be punished or you are being charged fine. Same way, there need to be humans, or the everyone should be aware about it. Everyone should make the arrangements. If what if these resources would be completely lost, for example, there should be arrangement. What if water would be completely finished one day, right? So this all things should be taken care of, and this all should be taken seriously, right? So it is very important to conserve our natural resources. So over here I'm going to stop with the chapter. We'll continue the chapter in the next class. Thank you.